Hi everyone, this is Natavia with Peak Partner Support, and I'm here with another beginner-friendly video, but this time we are talking about widget flows. So, if you see on the right-hand side of the screen, you will see each section that this video will cover, as well as their timestamps. If you need a particular section, go ahead and jump there. And also below this video is going to be written descriptions of the topics covered today, so you can see them there as well. First things first, we're going to ask ourselves the question, what is a widget flow? Well, a widget flow, also known as the Book Now button, is what your customers go through in order to book an experience with you. So I'm going to show you a quick demo of one that I have. So this is for a basic activity. Has the image here on the right. We have the name of the product, a quick overview of the booking process, and then the customer is prompted to select their date and time. From here, they can then choose the amount of tickets that they want based off of how you've configured it and enter their details. Since I'm in demo mode, it's allowing me to just pop in and that information. After they put in their information, if you have any questions associated with that activity, it would appear before the checkout screen. And then once they've completed all required questions, they will get the checkout screen where they will be able to continue finalize their booking, On the right hand side, they will be able to see their contact details that they put in and everything that's in their cart. There is a little urgency creation here that lets them know, like, hey, hurry up and get this. And then they will be able to finalize everything. From here, any other automations you have, like booking confirmations, text messages, things of that sort, will be triggered as soon as the payment goes through on this. So that's just a quick snapshot of what a widget flow is. We're going to go ahead and move to the next section. Before we get into creating a widget flow, let's talk about the different kind of widget flows that you can have. So first, let's go ahead and head to where widget flows live. Let's go to configuration on the left-hand menu. Then widget flows. And here you are on the widget flow page. You'll see that there are various tabs below your customized flows where you can see the widget flows you've already created. And these buttons at the top allow you to create new widget flows. So let's go through each one by one. We have the product booking flow, which is specific to one individual product and is very similar to what I took you through in the What is a Widget Flow video. So it is just for this individual product. It doesn't sell any other ones unless you use bundles, which we can talk about in another section. Then we have tile views. This is the most popular booking flow because this presents multiple products side by side to allow your customers to choose which one they want. And they have the additional function where you can use what we call a nested booking flow to create categories within to look like this. From there, we also have the schedule view. The schedule view is kind of like an agenda. So let's take you into that really quick. All right, so we'll see that I have a lot of different options for each day. So the more time slot that you have, of course, the longer it's going to take the widget to load. So as you can see, I have a ton of time slots, but once I select one, it's going to begin my booking process for that date and time. So kind of giving the customer a quick shortcut through the process by seeing what's all available within all of your products before they commit to one. Then from there, we have the calendar view. This is very similar to the schedule view, except it appears in a calendar format. So this gives you the calendar view where you can see the products based off of their date, and then from there go into and select the time, similar to the schedule view. All right. So those are the ones that are related to your specific products. We also have the homepage hero. Homepage hero is more of like a banner that kind of scrolls through your products at the top. of your homepage for customers to click into. I won't be able to show a preview of Homepage Hero on here because Homepage Hero does require our API code, which we'll talk about more about adding when we go into the adding the widget flow to your website. So I can't preview that on here. That is something that has to be like put onto the website to be able to view. But we'll move on to gift card booking flows. So gift card booking flows are exactly what they sound like. When you want to create a gift card for either cash or a specific product, you will create a gift card widget for it. And so let me just give you a quick preview of the cash. So you can have preset pricing and you can allow your customer to enter their pricing when purchasing a gift card for the cash. And then the activity or rental gift cards are for that product. So you can see more about that in the help desk article regarding gift cards. I'll actually link that below for you guys. And then the last one we have is memberships. So we released memberships earlier this year, and so now you'll be able to create widget flows for your memberships so that customers are able to book. And that is a very simple process because memberships don't have like ticket types and things of that sort. So it's just putting in that information and purchasing. All right, now that we have talked about the type of widget flows you can have, let's move over to actually creating them. Okay, let's get into creating a widget flow. For this video, because this is our beginner-friendly video, we're going to talk about the two top booking flows that you'll be creating, which is a product booking flow and a tile view. We recommend creating a product booking flow for each product just because that allows you to customize it for that product and tweak the customer experience a little bit. And it's just easier to have it done when you initially create the product than to have to go back and adjust it afterwards. So to create a product booking flow, it is as simple as coming into here, clicking the button, and selecting the product. So I'm going to choose the music experience. From here, we can attach any bundles. You can learn more about bundling in the linked article below. And then you'll see theme. So you can actually choose like a color theme for each of your widgets. So if you have like something that's more on brand for that product or for your company, you can choose the best one that fits. And you can edit the name. By default, it is going to adjust to the name of the product, but maybe the name of the product in Peak is not what you show customer facing, so you can always adjust this here. This name also is not something that would be customer facing, it's more internal, but like if your team refers to it by the customer facing name, it may be best to go ahead and edit that here. So I'm just going to leave it alone and hit save. I can now come down, and because I already had this product here, you will see the new one that follows my default settings, which is to have the promo code at the beginning and in the billing stage. So it just kind of gives me any notes of different changes from like the general basic widget flows. We could talk about default booking flows in just a moment. If you actually come down here, you'll see three icons on the right hand side. It is get your code, preview, and edit. You will then go into the edit area and then hit show advanced configurations. And in the article that will be leaked below this video, you will be able to find more information on all of these advanced settings that you can use to customize this widget flow for your customers. All right. The other one is to create a tile view. So to create a tile view here, you will then give it an internal name. So I'm just going to call it tile view for now. And then it's going to allow you to add the products. So you'll be able to first choose what product or products you want to include. The most important part about a tile view is if you have a product booking flow for that product, you want to link that product booking flow in the tile view. So that way when a customer clicks on the tile view and jumps into that, they are seeing the specific configurations that you have done for that product. So let's go into join the industry because that is my product booking flow for this product. And then you would repeat this process for each product you want included. Bam. Now you can also make additional edits. So you saw that each one had that pop up. If I ever want to edit this, I can come into this edit. I can override the title so it won't be the name of the product. I can change that. I can change from saying book now to get now, buy now, whatever verbiage you would like to use here. And I can even override the image. So if there is an image that I'm using in the product itself, but I don't want that to show in the widget, I can actually click here and upload a new image. I can also reorder these products to present in the order that I want them to. All right. And then once I'm done with that, we'll just come right back out to widget flows. And we will see that this tile view is at the bottom. And let's just hit preview. Boom. Okay, now I did mention a little bit about default booking flows. If you choose not to create a product booking flow for each individual product, because maybe your products don't differ much in the way that you want the customer journey to be, you can edit the default booking flow here at the bottom left corner of the page. This is no matter what tab you're in here on the widget flow page, this will still be at the bottom left corner. So you're just going to go ahead and click into that. And if you remember, the show advanced configurations here are the same as the ones that were in the product booking flow. So you can make those adjustments here, and then every product that you have that's not using a specific product booking flow will follow these rules. All right. Everyone, I just wanted to add a quick little tidbit about default booking flows before we move forward. If you don't create a product booking flow, then a booking flow isn't necessarily automatically created. You would need to add that product to one of the multi-product booking flows so that way your customers have access to purchase it. So for example, if there is a product that doesn't have a product booking flow and you want to add it to a tile view, you would just come in here to edit, add product, and then you'll see default booking flow is already selected. And then save. So that is how you would apply those default rules. Also, when you create a new product booking flow after editing your default booking flow, the product booking flow would automatically take the default configurations and give you the option to adjust them accordingly. All right, we will see you guys in the next section. Bye. All right, let's get into testing your widget flow. So we do recommend that before you add a widget flow onto your website that you test it, you make sure that it is working in the way that you would like. So we are going to go ahead and just test one. Before I jump into the test, because you've already seen what this looks like, I'm going to go ahead and make some edits. Again, the edits that I'm going to make you can learn more about in the below article regarding advanced configurations for widget flows. So I'm just going to hit edit. And I'm going to make a few changes. I'm going to overwrite the name to A. I'm going to overwrite the description to B. I'm going to have it show a cutoff when I reach 10 tickets left. I'm going to add a ticket description that just says ticket. And let's see what else I want to do. This is a very important one. You can change the payment type from required to card on file. So instead of collecting the payment initially, you'll just collect the card information, and I'll do that here. So now I'm going to just save these changes so we can see what that looks like. When you come back in, you'll see some of those overrides that I've done are listed here. And then we're going to hit this eyeball for the preview. You see the name I changed to A. The description I changed to B. When I select a date and time, you'll see that ticket description I changed to ticket. And then it says, please enter your card information to reserve your spot. And this is the book with confidence. So you are not paying, they are not paying anything at the moment. This is just simply showing them how much their booking will be by the time that they actually come. So proceed with reservation. So the difference between a purchase and a reservation is if the card has been charged or not yet. So boom, All of those changes have been made. This looks wonderful for me. So I'm actually going to move to the next step, which is adding widget flows to your website. Right, so we have tested the widget flow and it looks the way we want to. We now want to add it onto our website. So first things first, we will need to get our widget code. The way to get our widget flow code is we will come into this configuration widget flows page. We will go into the tab for the widget flow type that we want. I chose product booking flow, and then we're going to find that widget below. From there, we're going to then click the Get Your Code button in the right corner. All right. From here, we have a few options. We can have a peak styled Book Now button, or we can create our own Book Now button on our website using whatever web builder that you're hosting your website with, and then link the widget to it. So let me just demonstrate the peak button. So if I come up here and I say that I want to use peaks button, and do I want the widget to be a pop-up, or do I want it to be embedded in the page? Let's say I want it to be embedded. Do I want the style to be classic or flat, medium, small? We can change all of these information. I can change it from book now to reserve. And what you're seeing this right corner, except for like the embedded's actually what the widget itself. But if you're using the button, then you'll see this preview on the top right hand corner. That's going to be what it shows you. And all of these changes that I have made are actually changing number 3. So, but why is that number 3 instead of number 2, right? So number 2 is the Peak API code. The API code is what needs to be added to the header of every page on your website to ensure that your peak buttons work at their optimal function. So if you haven't done this already, or maybe this wasn't completed when you were initially installed, you can always copy this information and add that to the header on your website. If you're not familiar with the header, you can reach out to your webmaster. And if you don't have a webmaster, the help center for your web builder will have more information about how to add custom code to your header. Once that is added, and that's already in your website, so I'm assuming that it's already on my website because I've been in business for some time and been with Peak for a while, then I can then pull the code here for the button. So I would just go into my web builder, whatever options they have for creating a custom button using code, I would then copy this and paste that code into my web builder so that it can work that way. If I use my web builder to make my own button and I do all the effects and make it the perfect button for me, but I just want to make sure that it's linked to Peak, I can then come down to this very last option and copy to clipboard. This is actually the URL for the link for the widget flow. So that when you do that to your website and you've already created a button and you link it to this URL, it's telling the system, hey, when someone clicks this button, pull up this page. And if you have the API code already on your website, instead of it pulling it up as a separate page, it's going to pull it up as a pop-up with your website in the background. That gives your customer just a better view. So that is it. You will get the codes from Peak, and then everything else is done on the website and between your webmaster or whatever instructions your web builder gives you. All right, let's go ahead and move to the last section where I'm going to go through a brief overview of some of those advanced configurations we saw earlier. All right, so there are a lot of advanced configurations that you can do for a widget flow, but because this is our beginner friendly guide, I'm going to go through some of the top ones that I have seen partners use the most, or that is just really highly recommended. So while we took that small little break, I went ahead and cleared out the little fake adjustments that I made previously in the video. And I'm now going to go into this product by hitting edit like I have been previously and go into show advanced configurations. From here, you will see various sections bolded, and you can make adjustments to those areas or those functions with the below options. So here is product name and description. I can override the name, the description, or the image. For memberships, I can allow customers to redeem memberships in this widget flow. For the calendar, if I'm using a free sale widget, which means it is a product that doesn't have a specific time, then I can hide the date and time section of the widget, set a cutoff. If my messaging is saying show sold out, I can change that. So you'll see there's a lot of customizations that you can make. But the top one I recommend is actually the ticket section description. This appears right above where customers choose their tickets, types, and quantity. So if there is something that customers should know about the tickets or the quantity of tickets that they may need, we highly recommend adding this information there because the customer will be able to see it right when they're making that choice. This area also supports markdown, so using things like asterisks will allow you to bold information or italicize information, and you can see more about that in our article about markdown. You could also link things here, do all sorts of stuff with this information. So this is like a real good customization to provide your customers with a little more specific information that may be in your description, but they may not be looking over at. Another big one is the override for each. So say you have group pricing and you don't necessarily want it to say each, right? Your ticket is called 1 to 3 people and you don't want to say 1 to 3 people $40 each, right? You want to maybe say $40 per group. So that is where you would adjust that here. You can also limit which tickets are shown in the widget flow and by selecting the tickets that you want to show here. Another big one is the promo code. So you saw that I already had this kind of overridden because of my default widget flow settings, but you can choose where the promo code box appears and how it appears. So I want it to be at the beginning of the booking flow and in the billing process, or I can choose beginning, billing, or never. I can have it appear as a link, as an open box, or a button to click, and then they could put in their code there. You can also overwrite the text. So if I don't want it to say enter promo code here, I can say enter your custom gift card code, or however you want to name it for your customers. And then I showed you a little bit earlier, but the last section would be the billing screen. This is where you can choose if you want the payment to be required or if you just want to collect the card information. You can also provide any additional links as far as billing is concerned. And you can see if you show the customers a more detailed breakdown of the charges. So you can hide the taxes and fees and kind of have them lumped together and just kind of showing the price for that, or you can give a partial breakdown, which gives a little more insight into what those fees are. All right, and no matter what you do, just make sure you save at the bottom. We do support various languages, so you can also adjust the language of the widget flow here. Just a little tidbit, this will adjust any of the peak configured text, which means anything that you may have typed into boxes within the product or typed into boxes here will remain in its language, but the text that is default in the widget flow, that peak design, will switch to the language selected. So just kind of keep that in mind that, it may say, each in Spanish, but your description and your product name may still be in English because you didn't type them in Spanish. So just keeping an eye out for that. Another cool function of this page is you can actually hit this toggle live preview. So as you decide to make changes, you can see how they are affecting the widget. So I want to bypass date and time, but this isn't a free sale ticket, so that's not going to work. I can change it to from sold out to never. Don't know why you would say that, but this gives you a good option to like kind of take a look at what changes you're making, and just kind of remember that it's going to be based off of that page, right? So if I want to put time only for rentals, then when I would select this, it would be time only, but this is a activity, so that doesn't affect. Let's see, ticket section, choose time, boom. So it's like a really cool way to kind of see how these changes actually affect the booking flow without going back and forth between this and preview. And then you can save and you're good to go. If you have any questions or problems making any edits to your widget flow, or maybe a function isn't working the way that you were expecting, always reach out to the support team. We are here to help. Again, all of this information is detailed below this video as well. So you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.